Got ourselves another Warpstone Cup best of 3 series between WorldBeater and MTK's JoyBoy. We're in stage 1, round 1 of a tournament that is supposed to take about 2 months, ending in a big old stream on, I believe, the Total War official Twitch. So players are competing to try and get on that main stage, fight for glory and honor, but also like $200 of Steam cash for first place. I think like, what is it? 150, 100, and then 50 for. No, I think it's 100 and then 50 and 50. Whatever. Steam prizes for first through fourth, and then Skaven plushies and a trophy for first. So, there's some serious stuff online. You're going to see some serious builds. For WorldBeater versus JoyBoy, game 1 is Lizardmen and Dark Elves. We have double Flying Master on Pegasus, which is very odd. Then a Soul Stealer caster with a bunch of Dark Riders, Cold Knights, and Bleak Swords. Very straightforward build from the Dark Elves, just running at them. On Lizardmen's side, we do have some Ripperdactyl Riders in the Vanguard, 3 of them, including Clawstone Hunters. We have some Skink cohorts with Javelins, Skink Skirmishers, Skink cohorts regular. We do have the cohort of Wattlesake, Crocscore, ROR, and a Salon Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. But so far, the Dark Riders and Cold Knights are just running down these Skink Skirmishers for a little bit of free value. Wow, I say free, but those Dark Riders got messed up. What the hell? Okay. Well, Soul Stealer took a bit of a nerf, just costs a little bit more Winds of Magic. Slans took a lot of nerfs. Their HP is down, their Blood Statue of Spites are down. It looks like they don't even take that anymore. And there's the first Soul Stealer of the game, trying to damage out these guys. They're currently protected by the Shield of the Old Ones. They are taking reduced damage, and they get healed up in the Earthblood. So that Soul Stealer is not going to amount to much at the start. The Dark Riders are dominating the flanks, taking out a lot of Skinks. Just so many Skinks are dying on the flanks, but in come the cohort of Waddle. Croc scores, and I think Skinks are aquatic, right? Yeah, they're aquatics. They're not taking any debuffs for fighting in this water, unlike the Bleak Swords who hate to be in this marshland. The Lizardmen more than happy to fight in the bog. We'll see how much the Dark Elves can persevere. Ripperdactyls join the fight now. It looks like Clawstone Hunters surrounded a Master. And on their Pegasi, they're very, very squishy beings. He immediately has to land to get down on the ground next to his Bleak Swords where he can maybe try and run away and get to safety. Dark Elves seem to be overwhelming the frontline fight, getting through Skinks everywhere. Going to rear charge over here with Cold Knights and rout these guys off too. The Salon is safe for now, and the Ripperdactyls and the Court of Waddle are both doing fine. So Lizardmen, monsters are doing pretty good. Just as I say that, though, the Clawstone Hunters take a massive chunk of damage from the charge in of the Dark Elf Lord. And is that a regrowth? Yes, a regrowth is out. The Clawstone Hunters trying to heal them back up as they take insane damage. I guess they are fighting 2 single entities, 2 Coldwood Knights, and then Bleak Swords. So yeah, they take a ton of damage. They tear out off even. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, the game gets a lot worse for the Lizardmen. 2 of the Ripperdactyls are out. Court of Waddle's still holding okay. They're doing fine, but the Masters are now after the Salon and no one is really around to defend him. Salons are still very tanky and very janky. It's hard for melee units, especially Pegasi, to hit them. But if they can, they'll do good damage to them. Now, it's a mix of Salon's hitboxes being janky and strong, and also Pegasus just being some of the worst mounts in the entire game as far as attacking goes. So that's just a double negative and not amounting to anything right now. Meanwhile, the Clawstone Hunters are cleaned up, other Ripperdactyls are pushed away, and the Court of Waddle stand alone as a strong point for Lizardmen. In comes the Dragon, immediately gets a hit, and then lands all funny. Did I mention that the Salon hitboxes are janky? Because they're janky. Still occasionally getting shots in. The Salon goes down to half HP before our eyes. Cavalry's cleaning up the last of the stuff around the Salon. It looks like the bounce power is going to hit army losses very, very soon. I think the Dark Elves are about 1 Soul Stealer from victory as Coldwood Knights slam into the Salon, also making sure he can't get away. There's the terror out from him, and there's army losses for everybody else. Game 1 goes to WorldBeater and the Dark Elves. Cold Knights got really good value. The Masters on their Pegasuses didn't really get too much done, unfortunately. Dark Riders did pretty well. It was a cav game for the Dark Elves. Lizardmen just got kind of pounded in every direction. Skink cohorts with Javelins did well. Skink Skirmishers did fine. The basic Skinks got rolled, and then all of the monsters didn't get too much done either. GG, on to game 2. Game 2, neither player messing around, going straight for the top tier factions. Empire versus Kislev. JoyBoy on Kislev, WorldBeater on the Empire. Karl Franz and a Jade Wizard, plus some Demigryph Knights with halberds, but interestingly enough, taking the Steam Tank with the Hellblaster Volley Gun as opposed to the regular Steam Tank. I kind of think that the regular Steam Tank is better in every situation, but I haven't played a ton of Empire since their buffs because most people just ban them with the pick and ban system we have. Most people ban Empire. So we saw the builds in the loading screen, but it's a front line of Spearmen, including Grundrel's Defenders, a whole bunch of Cavalry, 3 Empire Knights, 2 Demigryph Knights with halberds, and then Franz, a Jade Wizard, and a Steam Tank Volley Gun. On the other side, we have Tsarina Katerin on her fixed chariot. Now that doesn't mean it's bad, but it is fixed now. She no longer has the bugs where units don't know how to hit her, ranged units don't know how to hit her. When she was running away, she could swing at you. Like, when she's routing off the map, she would swing at you, which is a bug. That's not supposed to happen. So all those bugs are fixed. She is allowed now. So we have her and the heavy war sleds. Front line of armored Kossars, backed up by some Griffin Legion, Kislevite warriors, and Streltsy. And then a flank of Kossovite dervishes, but there is no range units for them to flank. Griffin Legion get a side charge onto the Empire Knights. They do have their glorious charge, which gives them double charge bonus duration and a leadership penalty. Leadership penalty won't matter against such sturdy men as the Empire has, but the double charge bonus duration will be very, very nice. Griffin Legion are going to fall back from Karl Franz, losing the fight against the Demigryph Knights and the Empire Knights. Already, Franz just makes it that much worse, and we'll see if Streltsy can get a good volley onto him or something. They're currently trying to line up their shots, and they're actually trying to aim at the big cavalry blob, but it's too close, and their own cavalry is in the way. Kossovite Dervish is still running across the plains to try and get here for some rear charges onto the Spearmen. We'll see how much effect that has, but the Griffin Legion did manage to take out an Empire Knight. Spearmen also not feeling too good, and Demigryph Knights with halberds are actually going to opt out, but it looks like the Kossovite Dervishes are thinking about taking a fight with the Demigryphs. If that was coupled with a rear charge from the Griffin Legion, that could be good, but otherwise the Kossovite Dervishes are just going to lose the Demigryph Knights. I would have preferred to see them rear charge some of these Spearmen to rout them off. Kislevite warriors popping their Buyer Blood unbreakable for a while and fighting back against a whole bunch of cavalry in Franz. They'll be getting good value there while the Streltsy try and fight. They're getting run over and over and over and over again by a Steam Tank there. The Streltsy get off a good volley into Franz, decent damage. What does Arena have? She has Death Frost for her spell. The Jade Wizard is taking a lot of damage. I imagine he might have taken a Death Frost while we weren't looking, and now he's surrounded by dervishes. But yeah, Demigryph Knights received some healing, and they are beating up the Kossovite dervishes for nearly free. And these Griffin Legion don't seem to know where to be right now. They've spent a while running back and forth, but not actually participating in any fight. And in comes Karl Franz to try and end this silliness and free up his Jade Wizard. The Tsarina also needs to pick a lane and get involved. Now the Heavy War Sleds got their first charge off of the game, I have to think, yes. So Kislev suffering from some indecisiveness that is costing them quite a lot. The Griffin Legion still not finding a home. Heavy War Sleds and Tsarina still not finding a home either, and that is a lot of money to be spent not doing things. Karl Franz gets another Death Frost added to him. The Heavy War Sleds are going to start cutting out Demigryph Knights with the halberds a little bit. Armored Kossars are beating up on Spearmen on the front line, slowly but surely, so at least Kislev are winning the front line. That's good for them. They still have some cavalry running around, and this Griffin Legion, man, this Griffin Legion just ending up fighting Spearmen straight on is a problem. Katerin's kiting away from Karl Franz, who has taken a lot of damage pursuing her around. Heavy War Sleds are doing the same to Demigryph Knights with halberds. As a rear charge, no, side charge in from the Griffin Legion. They were going for Franz, so they just end up fighting Demigryph Knights and Franz. But this could be huge. If the Tsarina throws another Death Frost on Karl while he gets charged by Griffin Legion and shot by War Wagons, that could snipe out the Empire Lord. Looks like he is stuck for now. No Death Frost to follow up, and Tsarina's just being used as a missile chariot, not a melee chariot. Which doesn't look like it matters. Kislev's front line is just winning by a lot. They're still poking down Franz. Demigryph Knights still getting some healing. This one getting a regrowth now. Can the Empire's healing carry them through? Griffin Legion end up popping their Buyer Blood as they chase Franz around. Franz really not taking that much damage just yet. We still have a full health Steam Tank I've forgotten about. It has been fighting Kislevite Warrior Halberds for a while. Armored Kossars use their pistols to poke down Franz further. Another Death Frost is out, but this one on the Jade Wizard to just cut off the Empire's healing rather than finish off their Lord. I think that's a fine choice. And this Arena is charging into melee at last. What is she going for? No, she's just here to use her bow and arrow. Jade Wizard's still not routing just yet. Still have some dervishes on the back. Still have a bunch of Kislevite front line. And the Jade Wizard is not coming back with 112 HP. His leadership's not good enough for that. He's not an elf or anything. It's just a man. Franz down to about 1,000 HP. Less than 1,000. He takes shotgun blasts to the back. Demigryph Knights and the Steam Tank are trying to chase the heavy war sleds and instead abandon and get a brutal side charge onto some armored Kossars. Kislev is up on the balance of power as they continue to fire around. Dervishes also charging in again, just trying to get any leadership reductions they can of Demigryph Knights, get them to rout off maybe. Franz getting shot by the heavy war sleds, which is kiting them out like little war wagons of old, but they're also good at melee. Franz down to 300 HP and running. If you have another Death Frost, Tsarina, you could finish him off, though I wonder if she wants to keep any remaining Death Frosts to whittle the Steam Tank down. Franz is at 150 HP. He is now outside the heavy war sled's range. And he does manage to rally, which is actually bad for him because he's now back in their range. And can they get another shot off onto him? No, but he does rout regardless. Oh, there's a shot. 15 HP for the Emperor of Man. 4 leadership for him. It looks like he will rally again as the Demigryph Knights with halberds were fighting the heavy war sled in Tsarina for a bit, though it looks like they're losing. They're just too low to really get in there. And Franz is still routing despite having positive leadership. That seems weird. You'd think he would have rallied by now, but okay. Armored Kossar shooting in. Franz is back, 15 HP. And his leadership is staying stable for now as Kislevite warriors are chasing off some stuff. Grundrel's defenders are still very healthy. The Steam Tank volley gun is still very healthy. Can Kislev really do this? Their heavy war sled's still 4 models. 33 ammunition, which seems insane considering how low they are. But, okay, it looks like it counts each sled's ammo as 1, so when they fire, they use 4. That's a weird way of tracking it, but sure, whatever. Demigryph Knights routing off. Franz just trying to stay safe for now and keep the leadership of the Empire high. And Grundrel's defenders currently getting kited out by Streltsy and pistols. Attacked by Kislevite warriors. Tsarina and the heavy war sleds, I appreciate they're trying to corner Franz right now, and that's fine, but you could also be getting some pretty good charges in Grundrel's defenders. Franz is going to be a non-factor, and most of the Imperial army doesn't need leadership anyway, because most of the Empire army is just the Steam Tank. Like, nothing else matters here, just the Steam Tank. Tsarina is coming back. Throws a quick Death Frost on the Steam Tank. That's beautiful. It's gorgeous stuff. And Franz is still avoiding the heavy war sleds, trying to stay alive as long as possible. Tsarina's really avoiding that Steam Tank. Does have 11 volleys left, I suppose. Armored Kossars using their pistols on it. But its frontal defense should keep it fine. There it is. Endure that charge, then. Endure it. Do you feel endured? Grundrel's defenders will now be surrounded by Kislevites. The Steam Tank comes back to help out. Heavy war sled still trying to chase down Franz, who's running along the edge of the map, just desperately trying to stay safe. 15 more HP, and he is dead. Looks like the Steam Tank ain't doing too hot as the Tsarina starts to cut through the Grundrel's defenders. At last, she commits to the violence. Army losses might hit. There it is. So now we just see if the Steam Tank can take all these Kislevites. It does not look to be the case, so I will ×3 it. Yeah, as soon as Tsarina kites away with the Death Frost, the Steam Tank just gives up. Appropriate. JoyBoy evening up the score. WorldBeater. Franz didn't do very much, unfortunately for him. Demigryph Knights did fantastically, along with the Steam Tank. And then the Empire frontline lost to the Kislevite version, but still got decent value, honestly. For JoyBoy, Tsarina did fine. Heavy war sleds did pretty great. Griffin Legion really struggled to get their value back, unfortunately. But then the front line of Kislev coming in clutch. Armored Kossars did great. Kislevite warriors did amazingly well. And Kossovite dervishes did So, frontline and chariots beating the Empire. Empire is back for game 3, but in the hands of JoyBoy this time. With, again, Steam Tank with the Hellblaster volley gun variant, but now double Master Engineer, double War Wagon for a lot of armor-piercing 360 shooting. We'll see if it can matter versus the forces of the Beastmen. Beastmen versus Empire. Beastmen bought triple Centaur throwing axes, 4 Ungo Raiders, 4 Ungo Spearman herds. We have a Brace Shaman of Wild with just Traderkin, which will be great against this Empire build. And then double Gorgon, Jabberscythe, and the Jabberscythe is the Vorgablar Gablar. It's the Vorbergland Broodmother. Yeah, you try saying that in the middle of a game, it's really hard. So I've always called it the Vargablar Gablar. The other side, we have a steam tank volley gun, 2 war wagons, 2 engineers on horseback, Balthasar Gelt up in the sky with final transportation and Searing Doom, 2 huntsmen, and then a box of Empire spears and halberds. Steam tank is trying to push through the infantry, get some free damage out, but now it is fighting all 3 of the monsters, all of them armor piercing. It does not want to be dealing with that, not whatsoever. The Beastmen did not bring much of a front line. So what the Empire actually has to do is they have to break the box and just go run out at the 4 archers of the Beastmen, because they're actually going to get outshot, as weird as that seems, because their shooting is mostly against single entities, the war wagons, the master engineers and such. They aren't going to be good at counter-firing against all these archers, and they are losing pretty badly. Steam tank is way overextended and is now just getting bodied by these Gorgons. Yeah, it's having a bad old time. The Vargablar is taking a lot of damage from Final Transmutations and the Master Engineers and the War Wagons all shooting at it, but that doesn't seem to matter, as I would definitely like to be the like to be the Beastmen right now, losing a lot of Vargablar. But you took out both of the Huntsmen of the enemy, did a lot of damage to their steam tank, and you're getting through their front line as well. That is just a bit of a disaster for the Empire. Hazel's mad in the distance. Beastmen still have 2 archers online. They have a bunch of centaurs with throwing axes online. The Vargablar is cycle charging as she feels fit to run through all these guys. And the steam tank's just about dead. Takes another brutal 2 shots from the Gorgons. It looks like 1 more hit and he's dead. Nope, 2 more hits. Without them, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. War wagons are still safe for now, but centaurs at this point could just start running at them and see what happens. The Empire spear box is falling apart, but the huntsmen were already pushed out of it by all of those archers hitting them in the face and the Vargablar jumping in. So the huntsmen couldn't really stay safe regardless. There goes some spearmen. And there's just nothing left. The Gorgons are going to run after the Master Engineers. Well, just regular Engineers, sorry. The Master is the Lord. Run after the regular Engineers, and even if the Engineers kite them out for a while, the Gorgons will try and heal through it while the rest of the Empire area is just destroyed. And Gelt's trying to line up another Final Transmutation on a big old blob of single entities and maybe make things better. The Vargablar is almost dead to War Wagon Fire. And the Engineers are starting to kite away into all these spears. Will that be enough? Does not look like it. Hazel's mad again. But it's in the distance, so it's okay. Huntsmen return for the briefest of moments as centaurs go to run them down and immediately crush their hopes and dreams. And crushed. So those guys are gone again. Gelt's trying to finish off the Vargablar. One more melee attack from him will kill her. And somehow the Great Brace Shaman of Wilds is also taking a lot of damage. I wonder if I just missed the Final Transmutation. Because if I didn't just miss one, then he could throw one down on this guy right now. But he uses a Searing Doom instead to hit 2 archers. That's probably worth it. That's a good 2-for-1 Searing Doom. Could honestly be more worth it, though, to finish off this Great Brace Shaman of Wilds that the War Wagons are currently working on doing. Because if you can get them nice and low, then you could theoretically maybe get away from this. But the Engineers overstay their welcome fighting a Gorgon, then one gets completely surrounded. Oof. Gets surrounded by centaurs throwing axes and gets messed up. Great Brace Shaman of the Wild is going to run away as the War Wagons kite out the Gorgon. Looks like they're going to try to sneak around the Gorgon and get back to the Great Brace Shaman of the Wild and finish him off. But both of the Engineers look like they're dead here. The Empire State troops are doing okay. There's a Final Transmutation from Gelt, but it's onto random units. Final Transmutation is pretty much only worth it against single entities, to be honest. Gorgon hunting down this Engineer who was surrounded by centaurs. Looks like he's going to kill him with 2 more hits. Nope. Just kills him outright. There goes the Engineer. And the other Gorgon is going for Gelt, looking to get 1 or 2 big hits on him before he can get back into the sky. There was one. Looks like he's maybe going to get away. Maybe, possibly. And then, yeah, this is what I was worried about for the Empire. I mean, War Wagons do okay. Do fine. Engineers do fine. But they're not going to be able to clear out, like, literally everything here. Beastmen still chasing around random spearmen. Go, Gorgon, go. Gorgon Inferno. Ah. Engineer caught out by these Centaurs again. Not that there's that many places for him to really hide, but taking a lot of damage. Centaur's still going to try and chase him down. Gelt's trying to carry. I don't think he can kill 2 Gorgons. And where did the Beastman Lord end up? Did he die? Looks like the War Wagons officially finished him off. But you could try and abuse their leadership, but with no steam tank, source of terror or anything, it's going to be a little tough. War Wagon's doing a good number on this Gorgon, however. Looks like they're going to maybe try and fall back to help this Engineer with the Centaurs with throwing axes, possibly. If Gelt can save up another Final Transmutation and get both Gorgons in it, that could be pretty huge. As this Gorgon opts into fighting random halberds while getting shot at by War Wagons. The Engineer is taken up by the Centaurs, however, there was no safety for him. No one went to bail him out, nothing like that, so he's left to his own devices. So the War Wagons have almost gotten 1 Gorgon to rout. There's still another full health one you have to deal with. Now you have to deal with it without any Engineers, as both are dead. Halberds in the Empire hold as they get flanked by Ungors. Gelt's still getting poked. Balance keeps getting worse and worse for the Empire. They're still... Oof, that's brutal. A full health, full ammunition Centaur throwing axes is just shooting at the halberds right now. War Wagons down to 4 shots and 8 shots apiece as a full health Gorgon walks through those shots. Not caring too much about it. Like, it'll do damage, but he'll try and heal through it. And also, this Centaur can just win the game. Because if you can kite the halberdiers and kill them when there's no halberdiers, you can just walk at the War Wagons, and either they'll fight you and lose, or they'll take throwing axes in the back and still lose. That War Wagon's down to 1 ammo, the other one has 5. As more Centaurs throwing axes are trying to hunt them down. You can see already the damage that super wounded Centaur is doing. Just imagine how much this full health one would do. And the Gorgon even opts into the fight with halberdiers. 1, to try and tear out them, and 2, to just get that slow healing while in melee. Other Gorgon is back. Gelt is lurking in the sky, and I still haven't seen enough Searing Dooms to make me think that there's, like, literally not any Final Transmutations left, and now might be the time for it to save Gelt from the Gorgon you just landed on as bait. It's not much of a bait if you don't spring the trap. It looks like he's not going to. He gets terror out of before he can, if that even was the plan. And I feel like army losses is coming in for the Empire here. There it is. GG. Gelt manages to rally, which actually staves off the army losses that was happening, but the War Wagons have lost so much, and unless Gelt has a Final Transmutation right now, this shit is over. Looks like he doesn't, as he's still diving in and out, casting it. There go the War Wagons. There goes the game. WorldBeater will take the series 2-1. Moving up to the winner's side as JoyBoy falls down. Gorgons did great. Vargablargablar did okay. Centaurs throwing axes did pretty darn well. Ungor Raiders did fine. GG. For JoyBoy, Gelt did alright. Steam Tank just way overextended, got bodied. The Engineers did fine. War Wagons did fantastically well. I haven't seen them actually do like this well since way before their nerfs. 4,500 damage value between 2 of them is kind of nuts. But they had great targets. They shot at a caster, then the Vargablar, then Gorgons. So, GG to WorldBeater. If it matters to you, I'll put the 2 up there, but you know he won. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.